I heard him say something about criminal charges, and I keep trying to tell people, it's like these aren't like real charges, and this isn't like a real court, and people don't need evidence, and they don't need, it's make believe. This is ultra make believe. It's family court. So, what he said, she said, and this is why people get divorced in family court or domestic courts. It's because the rule of court for thousands of years is once a liar, always a liar. But in domestic court, if you get caught lying, nobody really cares because it's really good fun. Like, oh boy, let's hear some gossip and juicy stuff. And well, if it's not true, oh well, at least we'll keep going. Okay, well, so she lied. That's fine. We'll keep going. It's like, no, she lied, so that means all her testimony that came before this gets thrown out. The testimony she's given now gets thrown out, and we're to ignore her from here on in. No, we're going to let her keep talking. It's like bullshit. That's not the rules of court. Everybody knows the rules of court. Once a lie, always a lie. Throw her out. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's funny that people tell me when they went to divorce court, the woman just lied like crazy, and I brought the evidence in that she was lying, and she's like, okay, fine. And right there, the judge said, well, everything that you had to say gets thrown out. Everything you're saying right now gets thrown out, and everything in the future gets thrown out. But they don't do that. They they say, ma'am, it's not nice to lie. You shouldn't lie. Like, well, so I lied. What are you going to do? It's a big deal. Everybody lies. And see, domestic court is just like that. It's like dealing with a family. It's like the judge is your daddy or the judge is your mama. And they say, and like you lie. And daddy says, well, you know what, honey, it's not nice to lie. And like, okay, daddy, I won't lie again. And I says, okay, well, then continue with your story. Like, what? Throw her the fuck out. It's like, no, she's my daughter, and I can't throw her. I have to forgive and forget, and, we all make mistakes. And they're like, oh, bullshit. She fucking lied. Throw all the testimony out. But she lied, man. Throw her in jail. No, we don't do that. We threw everybody in jail who maybe didn't get the story exactly right. Nobody would come forth and say anything because they get in trouble if they got one word wrong. Well, one word wrong is a man's life. Well, that's okay. We need people to come forward, and we need them to come. And if it isn't exactly true, well, that's okay. We still need to know what she believes is going on. So if she's not telling the truth, we could find out why she's not telling the truth, and we could get her help. It's like, fuck her help. Fuck if she's not telling the truth. If she's a lying sack of shit, she's a lying sack of shit. And throw her ass in jail. No, we're not going to throw her in jail. Well, don't grant her anything in the divorce. Throw her out in the street penniless. No, just because she lied, We don't do that. That's just cruel. There's a reason why she lies. She must be afraid of you. It's like, oh, this is just asinine. But that's family court. Who's ever said...
There's no consequences if you lie.
Right, there's no consequences. Absolutely none. Because everything stays in family court. Like nothing that the media can't hear about it. Newspapers can't hear about it. Nobody's allowed to hear about it. So it all stays in family court. And you start to say, I want the transcript of this, so I show everybody about all the lying. I look at the transcript I got. The transcript I got should have been 100 pages long. It was like 50 pages long. And every time I said the word contract, or the judge said contract, or the state said contract, or anybody said contract, my attorney said contract, it just had squiggly lines through it. And like nobody could read it. And I said to the court reporter, I said, what's with the ... I said, everybody said the word contract. Why didn't you write the word contract? She said, I didn't understand what you were saying because you're a New York accent. I said, well, right here when Tom says it, it's ... When the judge says it, it's ... When the prosecutor says it, ... You don't understand anybody's accent when the word contract appears? Because that's all I kept asking. Where's the contract? The judge said, Tom, have you seen a ... Tom said, no, I've never seen a ... And it's like, just to say, why haven't you provided them with a ... And we thought we did provide them with a ... But total horseshit.
It all goes back to not having any consequences. These people can do whatever they want, truthfully or not, and there's no consequences.
Right. So like I said to people, how could you finally hold these people liable? Because everybody just screams and cries and says, what are we going to do about it? And I said, okay, let me figure it out. And I'll go figure it out. And it took me years to figure it out. I said, now I know what to do. Hold them liable for causing harm to a man. They could lie to a daddy. They could lie to a plaintiff. They could lie to a defendant. They could lie to, but they can't lie to a man. A policeman can lie to a drunk driver, but a man can't lie to a man. That's deceptive, and that would cause a man harm. So a man can't lie to his fellow man. But a police officer is not a man. A prosecutor is not a man. A defendant is not a man. A defendant could be a bumblebee defending its honey. A plaintiff is somebody's complaining. Anything can complain. A monkey can complain that he's not, getting peanuts. A prosecutor, that's just something that pursues, something that hunts. My dog is a hell of a prosecutor. It doesn't mean that it has to be a man. But when you say it's a man, it only can mean one thing. It can't mean a monkey. It can't mean a cat. It means man. That's it. It only means one thing. So man can't lie to man. But a policeman, like I said, can lie to, just like what the detective said. He came, put his arms on his shoulders. Defendants can lie. Detectives can lie to pedophiles. But a man can't lie to a man. So as a detective, I could lie to a pedophile all day long. And I get on the witness stand, I could lie about that pedophile. And I could lie, judge could lie to the pedophile. And social services could lie to the pedophile. Everybody could lie to the pedophile. This is what I was saying earlier, because they're allowed to lie because they're just actors. And like I said, it's like watching a horror movie, watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and you're saying that there's a guy named Freddy Krueger, but his real name is John England, and he lives at the end of 1313 Elm Street, and he's got a whole bunch of people in his basement that he chopped with a chainsaw. So you call up Waco, Texas, and it says, hey, this is where all your bodies could find all these bodies. And the cop will say, you're crazy. That's just a movie, lady. And he's just an actor. He didn't harm any man. But I just witnessed him killing 27 people. Ma'am, it's a movie. They're actors. And a detective is an actor. And a police officer is acting as a police officer. And a judge is acting as a judge. And he's a man who's acting. He's a man who's acting. He's a man who's acting. They're all actors. This isn't real. And that's what people don't seem to understand. But, Cole, it seems so real. Yes, it does. I know, honey. I know, honey bunch. It's a dream, right? It seems so real. But I could have sworn I was a policeman talking to me. He's an actor, honey. He's an actor. But I could have sworn he told me, honey, he's allowed to lie and he's protected under state and federal law. He could lie his ass off. Why? Because you didn't ask him, are we talking man to man? We talking, are you an officer and am I some sort of suspect? Am you an officer and I'm a defendant? Are you an officer and I'm a drunk driver? Am you an officer and I'm a speeder? Yes. Well, let's play the game. Or say, I don't want to play this fucking game. You know what? I always lose. And I said, someday I'll be the officer and I'll win. But you know what? I know what? I just want to play this. I want to play it man to man. Let's do this. You ever claim I've done something wrong? And Sergeant Smith. Okay, the man known as Smith. No, that's what I am. I'm Sergeant Smith. No, you're not. And no, you're not Sergeant Smith. You're a man. Oh no, I'm Sergeant Smith. No, you am a man who might be acting as Sam the cop. Trust me, you are a man. You am. You're not a police officer. You're not a sergeant. You're not a trooper. You are a man. Trust me on this, sir. You are a man. Trust me. You look like a man. You are a man. You might be in a uniform. You might be cloaked in a colorful uniform. But trust me, sir. You are definitely a fucking man. So people don't understand. You have to strip them of their title. And you have to look at them man to man. Because as actors, it's a lie. Because guess what? Fucking acting. Holy shit, is that easy? Yes, it's that easy. Because like I said with Bali and his dad, I said, you really believe? I said it right in front of the judge. Everybody else was out of the courtroom but the prosecutor, the crown prosecutor, and the judge. The jury left. And Bali's dad was crying. We're going to lose the farm. I'm going to sell the farm. I'll go to jail in 2 days. And Bali looked like he swallowed a golf ball. And I didn't help him at this trial. And the judge just kept looking at me during the trial. I just kept smiling, laughing at the judge. Like, get him. I don't give a fuck. All these motherfuckers. And the judge knew what I knew. This isn't. So it's so funny when Bali and his dad, I said, oh, look, tell your dad to calm the fuck down. It's going to be all right. He doesn't owe anybody anything. And Bali's like, but the judge just said, what? Just what? He said, the judge just said, what judge? He said, right there, that's not a judge. And the judge looks at me and shrugged his shoulders and said, yeah, you think you're a judge. And the judge shrugged his shoulders. He said, well, we just had trial here. What trial? What's going? What? Well, the crown. That's not the crown. What are you fucking thinking? I said, look, I'll explain it to you guys, but no judge told you to pay anything, sir. No judge. Sir, like, I'll get you dead. Let's go home. Let's get something to eat. Get me on a plane tomorrow, and sometime next week I'll explain it to you. Just go down to the court clerk's office. So when we went down to the court clerk's office, I said, hey, this is a simple question. Who do I pay? And they said, you pay the crown. I said, say what? And then the next day he came back and said, we can't find a case file, sir. No, what day did you have trial again? No, nothing was held that day. What? No, the judge, there was nobody in that room. That room was empty that day. Oh, no, man, it was a jury trial. We were there, and, sir, if there's nothing else I can help you with, can you please leave the building? And he left. He said, Carl, there's no even record of us. Paul, you thought we were really there. You really thought that was a judge. You really thought there was a jury there. Is that what you believed? This is acting. Really? Dude, how much money did your dad have to pay? Well, the judge says if he comes with 17,000, like 10,000 pounds, $17,000, that's us. It was 170,000 pounds. It was like $300,000. He said, well, you give me I think it was 17,000 pounds, like $30,000, something like that. You come over that in 10 days, and that'll be fine. And you guys were shitting bricks. Oh, there's nothing there. Nobody said anything to you. Are you out of your fucking mind? Or do you really think you heard a judge say something to you? You be fucking kidding me, right? You really think they could fucking come in with? Well, yeah. Well, I guess you found out otherwise. Maybe someday it'll clue. Maybe it'll click in your fucking brain. Maybe. But you don't understand. Clowns like you need a judge. Clowns like you need Santa Claus. Clowns like you need the tooth fairy to brush your teeth. Clowns like you need Santa Claus to be naughty and nice. Yeah. You need fucking Santa Claus, buddy. Because you're out of control. You have no idea what the fuck's going on. Thank God we have judges. Thank God we have policemen with blue lights. Thank God we got court clerks who give you shit. Thank God. Because you don't realize you're talking to a bunch of actors. And they're all fucking laughing at you. Just like Mom worked at the IRS. She told me back in 87. All these morons had to do is fucking flip the page around and say, ma'am, no, and say it's true. So, I don't know what the fuck's true. None of this is true. Who the fuck knows? Only God knows.